Hey traders, back to another sharing here. So today we are going to talk about one specific topic, which is why every good traders, why every elite or highly profitable trader, they're always a specialist. So what does it mean exactly by a specialist? I came across many traders, many traders. All of them always would ask me, how can I have a strategy or how can I have a system that tackles every single market condition, every seasonality? And the real answer is there's no any single strategy nor any system that will give you a high return month after month after month. And it is all up to your own expectation. And also it is all up to your back test data or your forward test data. So as an example, many traders, especially if you are feeling like you are stuck, go back and assess your performance, go back and study your journal, and look at your overall um, performance and what are some of the common patterns or some of the common habits that you have been doing. You will most likely realize that in certain months you're performing so well, you're on fire. And for the next few months, everything seems to be stuck. And it seems like whatever strategy, even if you fully comply, you fully respect, you stick to your system with full discipline, but it just doesn't work. If you're facing this issue, then you have to watch the video. So every single strategy has its own seasonality. So if let's say one of my strategy here is break and retest. So what is a break and retest? It's a momentum strategy. You need to clearly define what's the exact market condition that you should be utilizing the strategy. So first thing, a break and retest strategy focuses on a momentum market condition or a trend continuation setup. Second thing, we need to see price clearly breaking highs or lows. Third thing, the breakout length or the breakout impulse has to be a lot larger, at least 150 to 200% bigger than the pullback. So these are easy filter that tells me, hey, right now, am I using or am I applying this strategy at the right market condition? So many traders, they love to trade things like, let's say if you are currently trading a strategy that focuses on a range, but what if the missing piece is the current market is on a pro trend? What if the current market is on a parabolic trend? Your range strategy will most likely to not work. Why? Because you're fitting a good puzzle into the wrong piece, into the wrong place. That's it. So this is probably one of the most common patterns that I see traders make again and again and again, which is they ignore the exact seasonality of the strategy, which directly links to the market condition. So remember, you can be using a highly profitable strategy, but if you're applying on the wrong market condition, everything will seem stuck. I have a strategy called the TPF. It focuses on turning points. It focuses on mean reversion setup. So if let's say today market is on a pro trend, and if I keep catching the falling knife, if I keep catching the high on the left side of the V, at the high or the low, I keep catching falling knives, TPF strategy is likely to not work. Why? Because market is on a pro trend and there is no clear definition of when is the exact turning point. Some of you love using RSI, like RSI cross 70 is overstretched, overbought. RSI cross 30 is oversold. But remember, RSI is a momentum indicator. That means when price cross above 70, it is supposed to ping you that we're on a clear buyer's market. Buyers are in full control. And why are you using the strategy to catch mean reversion setup or catch complete reversal setup? Doesn't make sense. So what will give me a high confluence that market is going to turn is for me to have clear rules and criteria that tells me when exactly do we have the right side of the V. The right side of the V concept basically means I don't catch a falling knife. When price goes up, 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 I don't catch the top. I wait for a shift in structure. I wait for example, I wait for an obvious lower high printed. Then I look to take a TPF strategy. That's it. If let's say you currently have a strategy that focuses a lot on liquidity sweep, when is it likely to not work? In a choppy market, or if it's on a clear range market, okay? When market is in a range, that's no logic. If you keep trying to catch liquidity sweep, it doesn't work, right? So just if you, after you watch this video, I want all of you to go back to your journal, especially if you're currently going through a very ugly drawdown. Anything that goes beyond 5 to 7 losses in a row, that's what I consider an hashtag ugly drawdown. If I'm going through a very ugly, a very desperate drawdown, go study all of your losing trades and look at the patterns. Remember, trading is all about pattern recognition. If you can identify what are the same scenario or same situation or same price action that have been causing you to lose money over and over and over again, you can then do some measurement. You can then find certain criteria, certain filtering process to prevent yourself from doing the silly mistakes again. Another example. Back then, when I was not as profitable, obviously, I have one very common issue, which was I revenge trade. And I believe this is a very common problem to majority of traders. I've been stuck for a very long time. Revenge trading doesn't mean I wasn't profitable. It simply means I wasn't consistent. It simply means my trading system wasn't robust enough. If you have a robust trading system, you will know exactly when you shouldn't trade. And any single good trader, the biggest strength that they have is to sit on hands, is to learn when to not trade the wrong market condition. Because market condition determines the right opportunity. You can have the A plus opportunity, but if the market condition is wrong, do you actually have a strategy to tackle the opportunity? And that goes another saying, not every single opportunity belongs to you. This is what I love to say. If you're a trader who focuses on how can I snatch all these opportunity, oh, I have 10 watch lists, I have 10 pairs on my watch list. I want to look through them. I want to make sure every single seeming like opportunity, I need to take it. If you're someone who wants to take every single opportunity, you are not a trader. You are just desperate. You are just a gambler. Remember, a trader is someone who has a rigid system, rigid criteria, and a rigid filtering process to tell them out of 10 opportunity, which one fits my puzzle. That's it. Okay? So, just remember what I say. If you're struggling with, back to my story as well. I was overtrading a lot. I was revenge trading a lot. So one simple rule that I have was before I take any position, before I actually look for setups that fit my strategy, I will first assess the market condition. And I then had another solution, which was setting a re-entry model. So under what circumstance am I allowed to re-enter a trade idea? If I get stopped out. So I take a short, I get stopped out. Under what scenario am I allowed to take a second entry? If I take a loss on my second entry, am I allowed to take the third attempt? Once I have all these solved, once I have all these criteria clearly listed out, the rules, everything, trading becomes a lot easier. And that's exactly why if you're feeling stuck in trading, don't overcomplicate trading. It is time for you to unwind and actually simplify your process. Strategy is the easiest thing you can ever create. What is a strategy? When you see price do X, Y, Z, you go long or go short. That's a strategy. But what goes beyond the strategy is your filtering process, is your criteria, is your confluence. And filtering process or a setup's grading criteria, these are probably two of the hardest things for any trader to master. Trade every single candle reveals one by one on the chart. That means every single trade, every single opportunity that you assess, they are supposedly to be equal. But how can you look at the randomness of the chart to assess and to have a conclusion on whether if this is the highest quality setup or not? And that again requires a lot of technical knowledge, a lot of price action knowledge. Things like price position, things like RR assessment, risk reward assessment, things like key level assessment, things like market condition assessment, things like the confluence assessment, the correlation assessment. You need every single thing mixed up, combine it into one strong edge. And that is an edge. Strategy is strategy, and edge is an edge. Two completely different things. You can have a profitable strategy, but you don't have an edge, you will still lose money. But if you have a so-so strategy maybe is not as beautiful, but if you have an edge on that so-so strategy, you will still make money. But the question is, how profitable are you? Are you highly profitable? Are you medium profitable? Or are you less profitable? Or are you just barely profitable? And that will determine a good trader or an elite trader to an amateur trader to a beginner trader. So I hope I don't share too much, overshare in this video. And I hope I don't confuse some of you in this video. And that's basically it. So remember, know exactly what you're looking for. Don't overcomplicate trading. If something is stuck, you need to have the pattern recognition ability. Identify what goes wrong, fix it, find solution, and that goes. Another problem solved. If you refer to one of my previous videos recently, I talk about profitable trading is about problem solving. And that's exactly what has brought me to where I am today. I'm not successful. I'm not any successful individual. But at least I know what I'm doing, right? So I believe becoming a good trader is about knowing exactly what you're doing. And it's about how do you deal with a probability game, with a plan, with a game plan, okay? So if you like it, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.